Okay, now we're going to fast forward into the summer, and I'm going to explain how the financials in the summer work when you actually are out there painting the projects. So basically what happens, say it's May 15th or the last week in May, and you're getting ready to get out there and paint that first house. Okay, what you need to do ahead of time is get yourself the materials that you'll need to be able to get the house done. All right, you already have in your overhead crew kits, which are the materials that you'll get to help for each crew to be able to paint a house. Okay, Sherwin-Williams is our paint provider. Okay, and we use Sherwin-Williams for a couple of reasons. First of all, they're a great product, the best product on the market for what we do, which is exterior painting. And second of all, they have a great contractor account that we set up with them, which allows you to be able to charge money onto that account. Okay, so crew kits, that's something you need to start the business. Sherwin-Williams will charge that onto your account and give you the materials that you need so that you can have a little bit of breathing room to produce that first house to get the money to be able to pay them back. Not only do they do that on crew kits, but they also do that on your paint for every project. So the paint on average, again, it costs about 10 to 12%. So what Sherwin-Williams will do is you actually go into the store, you'll buy your paint ahead before you start the project. You put it on that charge account, and then you paint the house. You collect the money from the homeowner, and then you go into Sherwin-Williams and pay that paint store off. So that allows you, since you've used your deposit revenue to pay for the overhead in your business, this allows you to be able to get out there and pay for the paint that you need to produce the houses. Okay. Then the rest of the expenses, which are warranty and insurance, again 8%. Labor, average between 28 and 32%. And royalty and rebate, 25%. Those are all billed to you after you have completed the project and collected the check from the homeowner. So these are what we would call variable expenses in the business. So let me give an example. So I'm going to, first job that I produce, say I already produced it, I got a 5 out of 5 rating from my customers, they gave me a check, they were thrilled, and now it's time I marked the job produced in C-Power, and now it's time to reconcile that job and pay my expenses. Okay, so first of all, on this pile, this was a 85% job balance, so I collected a 15% deposit on this job. Okay, so I collect this check. I'm going to count out 12 chips here, just to be on the safe side. And 12 of these guys are going to go to pay for my paint. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to pay Sherwin-Williams off that 10% that they lent me to be able to go and paint the house. Okay, next, insurance and warranty is 8%. So I'm going to count on 8 of these chips and put that in the warranty insurance. And by the way, this warranty and insurance, so this is gonna be able to pass on to your homeowner. So if anything were to happen on their home, they're covered up to $1 million in liability insurance, and also warranty. So if the paint would peel for have any issue with the paint really and peel for them within 2 years, we'll come out and take care of that, and we're going to use the money that's in this fund to be able to pay for it. So it's a nice feature for you to pass on to your customers, and we build that into what we charge them. Okay, next is labor. So labor is a pretty big expense. So since it's one of our early projects, I'm gonna plan on going a little bit towards the higher end of the scale on labor. So I've got 32% of labor here. So this covers the workers' compensation for your employees and the employee liability insurance. So if they were to be injured on the job, they're going to be covered under workers' compensation. Okay. Then I have royalty rebate, which is 25. Okay, so So that's going to the royalty rebate jar, and this is how College Pro makes their money. Okay, so we don't make any money on what we cash flow you in overhead. That's just a service we provide to you to be able to get your business off the ground. Where we make money is on the royalty. Okay, the rebate, again, there's 5% that's going into that jar that you have the opportunity to earn back at the end of the year if you meet certain criteria, which I'll explain more of. So after the project, I'm left with a handful of chips, each representing 1% of the job. Okay, so what's going to happen with this is I want to put this straight towards my overhead because I still have a ways to go on the overhead before I break even on the business. Okay, so I'm going to dump that in. Now we're on to job 2. Okay, and this job we have 90% remaining. We only took a 10% deposit. Okay, so again, $10 goes to paint. 8% to insurance and warranty. $30% for labor. Oops. $25% rebate and royalty, and I'm left with a pile of money here. Since I took a smaller deposit, I have more left over at the end, so I'm going to put that all into overhead again. Okay, so again, just trying to work towards filling up this by the end. Okay, let's do a few more jobs here. So this job, what I'm going to do is an example of going over on paint or labor. Okay, because really, if you think about it, warranty and insurance are going to be fixed percentage. So there's no way that this is going to be a higher percentage or a lower percentage on the job. Neither is royalty and rebate. Those are going to be fixed as well. So the only two that you really control are going to be labor and paint. So what I'm going to do is just go through an example of where you would be high on labor and how that will affect you as a business owner. So let's say I produce this house, and actually I'm going to go high on labor and paint on this one. So let's say I just, the painters left their equipment out, they didn't clean out the brushes well, and I didn't estimate properly on paint. Like, let's say this cost me, there's 15% on paint. I'm going to go even a little bit higher, 18% paint. Okay. Next, I'm going to move to the insurance and warranty, which is 8%. As always. Then rebate. $25% for rebate and royalty. Now I've left the labor, and let's say, oh geez, the painters really just did not work very hard on this project, and you ended up going way over budget on the house, and the labor was 40%. Okay. Here's my 40% into the labor jar. Drop one on the floor. We're just going to do 3 pieces. 3 pieces on that job are going to go into overhead. Much different from the previous job. Okay, so it's not something, it's something we address at training session C when we get into job cost profit. Because we'll talk about how you can actually control labor to make sure you don't go over, and how you can control paint to make sure you don't go over. Right now, the estimating is the most important thing for you to focus on. Make sure that you're budgeting your houses properly, so that you do have enough hours to produce the work and enough budgeted for paint to be able to paint the house.